My sister Sienna was always the golden child. You know the type. Perfect hair, perfect smile, and a completely empty bank account. I was the boring brother. The one who stayed late at the office while she was finding herself on a 3-month trek through Europe, on my dime. I didn't mind helping, really. I thought that's just what family did. Then came the dream wedding. A 5-star ranch in Montana. We're talking rustic chic, open bar, the whole 9 yards. Since our parents were retired, I stepped up. I put down the deposits, $55,000 to be exact. 10 days before the big day, I'm at my desk, 12 hours deep into a project, and my phone pings. It's an email from Sienna. Subject line, updates. I opened the attached guest list, and my name was nowhere to be found. I called her thinking it was a glitch. She didn't even sound guilty. She actually sighed and said, "Leo, look, your vibe just doesn't really fit the aesthetic we're going for. We want the photos to feel light and airy. You're just so corporate. We thought you'd prefer to stay home and handle the business anyway." I sat there, staring at my screens, feeling my blood turn to ice. It wasn't just the exclusion, it was the fact that my corporate credit card was literally the only thing keeping that wedding alive. I didn't argue. I didn't even raise my voice. I just said, "Okay, Sienna, I get it." By midnight, I was on the phone with the vendors. The premium open bar? Canceled. The floral arrangements? Voided. I even pulled the deposit on the vintage getaway car. Since it was my account, I had every right to lighten the load. The next morning, my phone started screaming. 50 missed calls in 20 minutes. Sienna left a screaming voicemail, crying that the venue wouldn't let her in without a new card on file. She called me a petty, jealous loser. My mom sent a text saying I was ruining a once-in-a-lifetime moment. I sent one reply to the family group chat. Since I don't fit the aesthetic, I figured my money didn't either. Good luck with the pizza party. They ended up having the reception at a local park with grocery store platters. They haven't spoken to me since. And honestly, looking at my bank balance, the silence is the most beautiful thing I've ever heard. It turns out they didn't want me at the table. They just wanted me to pay for the steak. Never again. The Founders Circle had one rule, and one rule only: total transparency. Marcus, the guy who sold his first app for $90 million, called it the only way to reach the next level. For 3 days at this glass mansion in the Hamptons, I was the designated target. I was just the admin guy, the one who handled their private flights, their dry cleaning, and their non-disclosure agreements. On the final night, Marcus leaned back, swirling his 20-year-old scotch, and looked at me with that smug Silicon Valley grin. "Leo, buddy, let's be transparent," he said, his voice dripping with condescension. "You've got zero hustle. You're 30 making $60K and you're content being a